Part 52. As long as I stay in the Empress Palace, I am invincible. Author, New Did. Chapter 511. Zi Lanyan first sealed the cultivation levels of Xianqing Supreme and the three of them. Xianqing Supreme and the others now only have the strength of the top glazed realm, and they are far from Zi Lanyan's opponents. It's really something given by my husband. Zi Lanyan's consciousness quickly entered the space ring and saw what was inside. One of the jade slips was given to her. Zi Lanyan's spiritual consciousness entered, and Ye Chen's image immediately appeared in Zi Lanyan's mind. "Lanyan, are you good at home?" Ye Chen said with a smile. "Husband, I am so good." Zi Lanyan murmured in her heart, but she couldn't talk to Ye Chen now. A few minutes passed, and Zi Lanyan finished watching the video Ye Chen gave to Zi Lanyan. "Supreme Xianqing, I'm sorry." Zi Lanyan apologized to Supreme Xianqing. She quickly released the restraints on Supreme Xianqing, and Supreme Xuanqing's cultivation level was restored. But his strength is still only at the top level of Li Yulai, and he feels uncomfortable staying here. "Miss Zi Lanyan, check immediately to see if there are any other enemies here and if there is anything I can help with." Supreme Xianqing smiled. "Sister Lanyan." Luo Yudi received the news and came here. "Chang'e, this is Supreme Xianqing, my husband's friend over there in Hongmeng Universe. The two of them are enemies." Zi Lanyan said. Luo Yudi saluted to Supreme Xianqing. "Supreme Xianqing, thank you for your help. My brother-in-law has just arrived at Hongmeng Universe, so I have to ask you to help me more." Supreme Xianqing coughed lightly. "Miss Luo Yudi, fellow Taoist Ye Chen is more powerful than me. Fellow Taoist Ye Chen gave me powerful treasures, so I have the strength I have now. So if there is anything you need my help with, just ask. By the way, there is also a 4-star immortal strongman from the Hades sect in my space treasure." Zi Lanyan now hypnotized the 5-star immortal powerhouse. In the outside world, Zi Lanyan's strength is much weaker than him, but inside, Zi Lanyan's strength is now more than 100 times stronger than his. "Why did you come so fast? Has the news been sent back? Will there be any powerful people coming from the Hades sect in the short term?" Zi Lanyan asked. The other party said with a dull expression, "We were originally performing other tasks, and came here after getting the news. We didn't know the situation here before we came. The person who was sent back was arrested. I don't know if anyone from the Hades sect will come here in the short term." Zi Lanyan looked at Luo Yudi, and Luo Yudi said, "It seems that their quick arrival was just an accident, and it is not the case that the leader of the underworld can calculate this far. The rest of the Ming sect may still come over in 3 to 5 years." Zi Lanyan nodded. She continued to ask, "Do you have any other strong men here?" "No." After asking some more questions, Zi Lanyan did not get any other useful information. "Sovereign Xianqing, there should be nothing you need help with at the moment. Supreme Xianqing, will you bring these 3 to your husband?" Zi Lanyan said. Supreme Xianqing nodded. "Okay, you 2 girls, if you don't feel comfortable staying here for too long due to the suppression of strength, I will go outside first. I will assist you in moving and hiding the July universe." Half a year has passed, and the July universe has moved far away. Supreme Xianqing helped cover up the entire July universe. Even if a 6-star immortal level expert comes, it is unlikely that July universe will be discovered in a short time. With everything settled, Supreme Xianqing seizes the time to return to Hongmeng Universe. "Fellow Taoist Ye Chen, you have fulfilled your mission. Go over there and defeat the 3 powerful men of the Hades sect, and bring them all here." Supreme Xianqing handed a space ring to Ye Chen and said with a smile. "Fellow Taoist Xianqing, thank you." In fact, Ye Chen had already received the news. Before Supreme Xianqing returned, he had already contacted Luo Yudi and the others. But this time Ye Chen contacted Zi Lanyan. You're welcome, I just ran an errand. Compared to what you gave me, this is nothing. Xianqing Supreme Deo. Ye Chen waved his hand, fellow Taoist Xianqing, please don't say that. The Ming sect is powerful. You dare to risk offending the Ming sect to help, which is already very valuable. Although he gave Xianqing Supreme the 6-star immortal level Chaos Cauldron, Ye Chen did not lose at all. Not to mention anything else, among the dozens of powerful people with systems given to him by Supreme Xianqing, he found one with an extremely good system, and the system's limits were also good. Reached the 8-star immortal level. This is a violent system. Entering a violent state, your strength can be greatly improved. Xuanhuan obtained this system. She possesses the supreme dragon bone and can transform into a dragon when faced with a crisis. Coupled with this violent system, her strength can reach 6 or 7 times her normal strength. This is equivalent to crossing a great realm and still having more than enough. It is worth mentioning that Xuanhuan's cultivation level has recently broken through to the 3-star immortal level. In her normal state, her strength is better than that of ordinary 3-star immortal level experts. Transforming into a dragon, coupled with the use of the violent system, her combat power can soar to the peak of 4 stars in a short period of time. And Langxiu was not this strong even when she strengthened. Neither Ye Chen nor Luo Hongjian's current combat power is that high. The headquarters of the Hades sect is not here. If you offend me, you will be offended. The underworld sect wants to extend its tentacles here, but the first ones who don't agree are the Hongmeng Palace and the 10,000 Realms sect. Supreme Xianqing smiled. Ye Chen said, fellow Daoist Xianqing, you solved them, and all the treasures on them belong to you. This. Supreme Xianqing frowned. Ye Chen smiled and said, Supreme Xianqing, you can find other people to exchange for time crystals. The time crystals can be used in retreat by yourself, or you can ask me to exchange them for something else. Good. Supreme Xianqing nodded and agreed. If he currently practices in seclusion, his combat power can be improved a bit. On the one hand, the compatibility with the Chaos Cauldron can be higher, and the power of the Chaos Cauldron can be better exerted. On the other hand, possessing a treasure like the Chaos Cauldron can also improve his cultivation. It is entirely possible that Supreme Xuanqing's combat power will reach the 6-star immortal level in the future. With not too many resources, he reached the 5-star immortal level. His talent is actually very strong. 4 of you, please remove the ownership of your treasure, or I will kill you directly. Ye Chen and Supreme Xianqing arrived in front of 4 immortal level powerhouses from the Ming sect. They all stared at Ye Chen fiercely. Ye Chen chuckled and said, 4 of you, I have completely become enemies with your underworld sect, so you don't need to threaten me. I really dare to kill you. You release the treasure and recognize its owner. You still have some value in living. You may be able to survive, and you may be redeemed by the strong men of the Hades in the future. Knowing that the treasure would definitely not be saved, the 4 strong men from the Ming sect thought about it for a while and finally decided to take ownership of the treasure. The Hades sect has a great cause, and they have many good things in them. A total of 3 5-star immortal treasures and 10 4-star immortal treasures were obtained. Although the combined total is not as good as a 6-star immortal treasure, these things are also very valuable. Besides, there are other things in their space treasure. Fellow Taoist Ye Chen, it's true that no one can be rich without windfall. Supreme Xianqing said with emotion, but if I had played like this before, I would have died long ago. Ye Chen smiled and said, fellow Taoist Xianqing, you should hurry up and deal with these things. You can get a lot of time crystals in exchange. Supreme Xianqing nodded and quickly left with his things. Ye Chen walked up to the 5-star immortal powerhouse and asked, what kind of system does your excellency have? He got the information of his system. This guy's system is very strong. Ye Chen knew very well about his own system that even if in Langxia got the ultimate 9-star immortal level enhancement system, the system was not so solemn. This guy's system may be a super 9-star system. His system, Xuanhuan Heart, is only a super 9-star system. Because the opponent's system is too strong, Ye Chen doesn't even dare to let his own system swallow him up. As long as I stay in the Empress Palace, I am invincible. Author, New Dit. Chapter 512. The strong man from the dark sect sneered at Ye Chen, "Do you think I will tell you?" The four of them had been to the Hongmen universe before, and they were all very strong here. Even if their cultivation was restricted, Ye Chen would find it difficult to hypnotize them now. If Zi Lanyan and the others had hypnotized them at that time, they could have asked, but they missed this. "I think you will." Ye Chen smiled lightly, and his eyes looked at the other 3 4-star immortal level strong men. "Which one of them do you want to die? If you don't tell me, I'll kill one of them first. If you don't tell me, I'll kill the other one. In the end, I won't kill you, and you will die together. It should be a matter of 100 billion years before you are resurrected again. And after you are resurrected, your talents will be severely damaged." Ye Chen said lightly. As he spoke, he restored the recovery of one of the other 3 4-star immortal level strong men. Boom. At the moment when the opponent's cultivation was restored, Xiao Liu's terrifying aura suppressed him. "Elder Scorpio, he has the strength of a 6-star immortal level." The 4-star immortal level strongman who had recovered his strength said in fear. He could not sense where Xiao Liu's pressure came from. Ye Chen smiled and said, "If you are killed by a 6-star immortal level strongman, it will take you at least 100 billion years to be resurrected. This should be correct, right? If you have been resurrected before, it will take even longer. An immortal level warrior can be resurrected after death, but the time will be longer each time. Even if the cultivation level has not changed, if the first resurrection takes 10 billion years, the second resurrection may take 50 billion years, and the second time may take 200 to 300 billion years. If you die a few more times, it will take trillions of years or even longer to resurrect each time." Scorpio Supreme was silent. He had died once. With his current strength, if he died, it would take more than 500 billion years to resurrect. The underworld cult's grand plan is being implemented, and it is impossible to wait another 500 billion years. My system is a death system. It can completely end a person's life, even if the other party is an immortal level warrior. You'd better not mess around, otherwise I will use the power of the system to kill you. Even if my cultivation level is imprisoned now, I can use the system to launch a fatal attack." Scorpio Supreme said in a deep voice. Ye Chen was shocked. This guy's system is very powerful. The plane is indestructible, and the indestructible level strongmen cannot die. This guy's system can even kill the indestructible level strongmen. He must be very important in the Hades sect. Relying on not being killed, many indestructible level strongmen are fearless. Scorpio Supreme has such a system, which can make many strongmen loyal to the Hades sect. Although Scorpio Supreme cannot be hypnotized, Ye Chen can judge whether he is speaking true or false. What he just said is the truth. Scorpio Supreme, look, how good is your cooperation like this? Ye Chen smiled and said, "You stay here with me and wait for the rest of your Hades sect strongmen to come and redeem you." As he said, Ye Chen waved his hand, and Scorpio Supreme and the others disappeared. "System, what do you think is the possibility of you devouring the other party?" 100%. The system replied. Ye Chen's eyes lit up. The system continued, "But host, the probability of you being killed is estimated to be 100%. Ye Chen rolled his eyes, "Can you finish your words at once?" The system said, "Host, when you become stronger, you should have a chance to get his system." Ye Chen nodded. He really coveted the system of Scorpio Supreme. System, if you devour his system, can you upgrade it greatly? Of course you can. The system replied, any 10-star system has incredible power. If it can devour the other 10-star systems, it will definitely be greatly improved. Host, this system must be devoured. If you want to improve the ranking of the Yanhuang plane in the future. Ye Chen said in surprise, so important. The system said, Host, the Yanhuang plane ranked 9th in the plane, but there was no strong man in the Yanhuang plane with a 10-star system. If there was a strong man in the Yanhuang plane with a powerful 10-star system, it would be completely possible for the Yanhuang plane to reach 5th, and even stabilize its ranking. Ye Chen said, then his system. Host, you have to know that the top planes may also break out into bloody battles, so even the second and third ranked planes may be destroyed. The plane with the death system of Scorpio Supreme is very likely to be ranked in the top 5. So, think about how great an opportunity this is. If the 8 or 9-star immortal level strongmen knew about his system, they would have to break their heads. If the master of this plane knew, he would come immediately. Ye Chen took a deep breath. The value of all the treasures he got by signing in is probably less than 1% of the value of the system. Xiantian Supreme is a good fellow countryman. He is simply my lucky star. In the future, if I get good things by signing in, I have to give him some compensation. Ye Chen thought to himself. Although the 6-star immortal chaos cauldron is precious, it is nothing compared to this death system. Even a 9-star immortal treasure is nothing compared to the system. It is not at the same level at all. The immortal level has only 9 stars, and 10 stars has surpassed the immortal level. System, let's find a way to devour the system later, there's no rush now. Ye Chen said in his mind. If he really kills himself when he devours it, that would be a big joke. The system said, Host, you have to hurry up and improve. After a long time, Scorpio Supreme may threaten you to let him go, otherwise he will die with you. Ye Chen. There is indeed such a possibility. Scorpio Supreme may still be waiting for the dark cult to redeem him. If this hope is cut off, he may think of other ways. Scorpio Supreme and his friends went there accidentally, so according to the original estimate, the dark cult should not take any action within 3 years, and it is impossible to find the July universe for at least 1 year. It should be relatively safe within 3 or 4 years. Hurry up and improve your strength. Ye Chen said in his heart. Others are empty, and strong strength is the hard truth. Time passed slowly, and Ye Chen, Luo Hongjian, and the others, as well as Xianqing Supreme, all practiced with all their strength. A large amount of time crystals are consumed every year. 3 years passed. Boom! A powerful aura burst out from Ye Chen's body, and his cultivation finally reached the 4-star immortal level. After reaching the 3-star immortal level, he practiced for 5 or 6 years. Under the time acceleration of tens of millions of times, Ye Chen practiced for 50 to 60 million years. He also used various elixirs. He ate several 5-star immortal elixirs. If it weren't for the huge resources, it would take a long time to go from the 3-star immortal level to the 4-star immortal level. Finally the 4-star immortal level. Ye Chen smiled, and he still broke through quickly. Luo Hongjian and the others were almost catching up. After reaching the 4-star immortal level, Ye Chen had all kinds of treasures, so he naturally had the 5-star immortal level. He had 4 swords of Xuanhuan, and now he was at the 6-star immortal level. System, sign in 3 times. Ye Chen said in his mind. The most recent sign-in was a year ago, and he was waiting for his breakthrough before signing in again. You should be able to get some very good treasures. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. As long as I stay in the Empress Palace, I am invincible. Author, New Did. Chapter 513. Sign in successfully. Congratulations to the host for obtaining 2 6-star immortal level Tongtian sword bamboos. Sign in successfully. Congratulations to the host for upgrading his physique to 6-star immortal level. When the second lottery came out, Ye Chen immediately said, "System, pause the lottery first. Strengthen my physique." The 6-star immortal level of skills cannot make the strength increase a lot in a short period of time, but the 6-star immortal level of physique can make his strength increase a lot. The stronger the strength, the higher the chance of drawing good things. The time is in the time cube, and under the acceleration of tens of millions of times, Ye Chen's physique strengthening is soon over, and his physique is greatly enhanced compared to the original. The cultivation level has been improved a lot. Originally, Ye Chen's cultivation level has just reached the early stage of 4 stars. The 6-star immortal level of cultivation directly raised Ye Chen's cultivation level to the late stage of 4 stars. His combat power has reached the peak level of 5 stars. Because it is difficult to improve each level now, many strong people have divided each level into realms, namely, early stage, middle stage, late stage, peak, and perfect. Xianqing Supreme is now a 5-star perfect combat power. Ye Chen's combat power has been raised to the peak level of 5 stars, which is not much different from Xianqing Supreme. System, continue. Ye Chen said in his mind. He was looking forward to it in his heart. His cultivation has been enhanced. I wonder what kind of treasures he can get when he signs in for the 3rd time. Sign in successfully. Congratulations to the host for obtaining a 6-star immortal summoning card. You can summon a top 6-star immortal strongman to maintain the battle for 1 day. Or maintain existence for 10 days. Ye Chen's eyes lit up. This reward is quite good. Although Xiaolu and Hanjian Palace are both 6-star immortal, their realm is 6-star early stage. This summoned top 6-star immortal strongman is 6-star perfect. If the plain master does not show up, the most powerful person is only 6-star perfect. There are many benefits to having such a trump card. Even if you just show up, show your strength a little, and tell others that you are a human strongman, the threat can be maintained for a long time. Now I have finally established a firm foothold in the Hongmeng universe. Ye Chen thought to himself. It turns out that even if Xiaolu and Hanjian Palace are 6-star immortals, Ye Chen would not dare to act recklessly. If he attracts the attention of Hongmeng Palace and Wanja sect, he will be in great trouble. Now, even if this trump card is not used, Hanjian Palace, Xiaolu, and the 2 6-star Tongtian sword bamboos that have just signed in all have 6-star strength. In the entire Hongmeng universe, the number of 6-star masters can be counted on 2 hands. There should be only about 20 masters who have reached the 6-star level. These masters with 6-star strength are not all in Hongmeng Palace and Wanja sect. I have to go back to July universe. Ye Chen thought to himself. According to his judgment, the masters of the Mingjiao will go to the 13th sea in 3 to 5 years, and may find July universe in about a year. Now it is possible that the masters of the Mingjiao have gone there. Fellow Daoist Xianqing. Ye Chen sent a message to Xianqing Supreme, who soon stopped practicing. He practiced for tens of millions of years under the time acceleration of tens of millions of times. His cultivation has improved slightly, and his compatibility with the Chaos Cauldron has also improved a lot. Although his combat power has not yet reached the initial stage of 6 stars, he should have surpassed several 5-star perfect masters. Xianqing Supreme himself estimated that he should be able to enter the top 25 of the Hongmeng Golden List. Fellow Daoist Ye Chen, are you going to the July universe? Xianqing Supreme asked. Ye Chen nodded. Fellow Daoist Xianqing, we need you here, so stay here. When the situation there is more stable, I will come to the Hongmeng universe again. Xianqing Supreme nodded. Okay, I will help you capture more masters with systems. Ye Chen did not refuse. Xianqing Supreme is simply a lucky star in this regard. There weren't many strong men that were dealt with, but among those strong men, Xuanhuan's violent system was an 8-star immortal level, and the death system on the Golden Scorpion Supreme was a 10-star. Fellow Daoist Qianqing, goodbye. Farewell. Ye Chen and the others were not reluctant to part with the two old men, and they soon separated. Ye Chen left the Hongmeng universe. Not long after, Ye Chen arrived at the Golden Snake universe. The Golden Snake universe wanted to persuade the Shadow universe and the Purple Sun universe to target him together. It was almost persuaded, but Qianqing Supreme suddenly appeared on the Hongmeng Golden List. The ranking also rushed up. The Shadow universe and the Purple Sun universe became hesitant again. Qianqing Supreme's strength has more than doubled, and they are all afraid. Luo Hanjian is a human, they know this, and Ye Chen is likely to be one too. If Ye Chen and the others are killed, Qianqing Supreme is likely to retaliate. Ye Chen can deal with several 4-star immortal level elders in the Golden Snake universe, so his own strength should not be weak. Golden Snake Supreme, as far as I know, your Golden Snake universe has never given up the idea of targeting me. Be honest with me in the future, otherwise don't blame me for being rude. Ye Chen's loud voice sounded and spread far away. There were naturally strong men from the Golden Snake universe around the Golden Snake universe, and they all heard Ye Chen's voice. Kill. Ye Chen made a full strength move, and the strength of the 5-star peak burst out. The 4 swords of Zhu Xian turned into 4 rays of light and killed the 4 directions of the Golden Snake universe. In these 4 directions, the Golden Snake universe has a 3-star immortal level strongman to suppress them. Puff. Puff. The 4 swords of Zhu Xian combined are now 6-star immortal treasures. Separation is also a top 5-star immortal treasure. In an instant, all 4 3-star immortal level experts were instantly killed by Ye Chen. Enemy attack. Enemy attack. There are other powerful people outside the Golden Snake universe, and they are extremely horrified. Ye Chen did not try to kill them again. Tell the Golden Snake Supreme that if the Golden Snake universe takes action again, I will take action again. After Ye Chen finished speaking, he quickly left. And he didn't clear his breath. After receiving the news, the Golden Snake Supreme quickly arrived outside the Golden Snake universe. Golden Snake Supreme easily discovered the traces left by Ye Chen. Following the traces, he would definitely be able to catch up with Ye Chen if he followed. Sir, be careful of fraud. There is a strong man saying next to the Golden Snake Supreme. It is indeed too arrogant to kill people here and leave traces of their departure. The possibility of fraud is high. But if the enemy clearly left traces and gave them the opportunity to pursue and kill them, but they didn't dare to pursue them, their Golden Snake universe would probably become a joke. The prestige of Golden Snake universe will be greatly reduced. Next, he no longer has to discuss with the powerful people from the Shadow universe and Xiang universe. In this situation, they didn't even dare to pursue him, so why did they jointly deal with Ye Chen and the others? Gather the strong men, immediately. The Golden Snake Lord said in a cold voice. He didn't believe that even if he chased after him, he wouldn't be able to escape. He has top 5-star immortal strength, and his strength can reach 6-star level when using forbidden techniques. Ye Chen and the others could only get help from Supreme Qianqing at most. It is now unlikely that Supreme Qianqing has 6-star immortal strength. As for the other 6-star immortal level experts to help Ye Chen and the others, the Golden Snake Lord thinks it is impossible. Their snake clan is stronger than the human clan. In this situation, if you help the human race kill them, what do the other strong men of the snake clan think? As long as I stay in the Empress Palace, I am invincible. Author, New Dit. Chapter 514. The Golden Snake Supreme and others quickly gathered the strong ones, and then the Golden Snake Supreme asked many strong people to stay in the space treasure. He followed it out at high speed. Even if he can't hunt down Ye Chen and the others, Golden Snake Supreme still has to show his courage. It is absolutely unacceptable to be afraid of fighting. Half an hour passed, and Golden Snake Supreme and the others were far away from Golden Snake Universe. This is the direction of Xuanhuan Pass. Is the other party planning to provoke our Golden Snake Universe and then escape far away? The Golden Snake Supreme thought secretly in his heart. If not, why would the other party flee to Xuanhuan? Ye Chen came from Xuanhuan and was probably going to escape to his hometown. The Golden Snake Supreme continues to track. He had to at least track it to Xuanhuan. Maybe Ye Chen will destroy Xuanhuan Pass. If they hadn't chased after him and allowed Ye Chen to successfully break through the Thundercloud Pass, the cooperation with Shadow Universe and Xiang Universe might have completely failed. Also, the trouble caused by their Golden Snake Universe will cause losses to both the Shadow Universe and the Xiang Universe, and they will have to pay compensation. Bastard thing. The Golden Snake Supreme's eyes flashed with cold light. The more he thought about it, the more he felt that this was Ye Chen's plan. He increased his speed again. Inside the Brahma ring, Ye Chen had a faint smile on his face, and Xiao Lu had sensed that the Golden Snake Supreme was coming. In fact, he was not sure that the Golden Snake Supreme would definitely chase him, but he was leaving anyway, so why not try before leaving? Xiao Lu, you are ready to take action. Ye Chen said. The Golden Snake Supreme continued to approach. He now uses 80% of his power to increase his speed, and 20% of his power to become invisible. It is difficult for a 5-star level expert to detect him, but Xiaoliu is a 6-star level expert. Now! Ye Chen shouted. Xiaoliu, 2 6-star immortal level heaven reaching sword bamboo, 3 4-star immortal level heaven reaching sword bamboo, Ye Chen, Luo Hongjian and the other girls all blasted them out. Target the Golden Snake Supreme. Ye Chen had no intention of capturing the Golden Snake Supreme alive, but wanted to kill him directly. Not good. The Golden Snake Supreme was horrified. The 3 attacks of Xiaoliu and the others were 6-star immortal attacks, which came super fast. The distance is also close. Even the Golden Snake Supreme cannot raise his defense to the highest level. There is no chance to use forbidden techniques. Boom. The Golden Snake Supreme only raised his defense to the late 5-star level, but Xiaoliu and the others' 3 6-star immortal level attacks had already landed on the Golden Snake Supreme. In the late 5-star stage, if the defense is 3000, Xiaoliu and the others will have an attack of 10,000. The combined attack power has reached 10 times the current defense power of the Golden Snake Supreme. No. There was despair in the eyes of the Golden Snake Lord. With his top 5-star immortal strength, his body was originally extremely powerful, but under 10 times the attack power, the Golden Snake Master's body collapsed extremely quickly. In a thousandth of a second, Ye Chen's attack came, but his attack was no longer needed. There is no need for Luo Hongjian and the others to attack from behind. The Golden Snake Lord is destroyed. He had died 3 times, and now he was killed by Xiaoliu and 3 6-star immortal level experts. He would not be able to come back to life for trillions of years. What to do? Inside the space treasure dominated by the Golden Snake, many other powerful people in the Golden Snake universe saw the scene outside. They were all frightened. The Golden Snake Lord was a top 5-star immortal powerhouse, but he was killed in an instant. There are no 5-star immortal experts among them, and there are only 2 4-star immortal experts. We surrender, don't kill us. The voice of a clan elder from Golden Snake Universe sounded outside. Surrender immediately. Confining your cultivation. I only give us 3 breaths of time to think about it. Ye Chen's domineering voice came over. These powerful men in the Golden Snake Universe quickly imprisoned their own cultivation within the space treasure. This space treasure is only a 4-star immortal level, and the 3 tyrannical powers of Xiaoliu and the others directly broke down the defense. Receive. These powerful people from the Golden Snake Universe were transferred to the Hongjian Palace by Ye Chen. There are many of them. Although there are only 2 4-star immortal level experts, there are dozens of 3-star immortal level experts, and there are 4 to 501 and 2-star immortal level experts in total. A smile appeared on Ye Chen's face. There are so many strong people, some of them must have systems. System, have you discovered the Golden Snake Supreme system? Ye Chen asked in his mind. Found it? The system guided Ye Chen to a place. The Golden Snake Supreme has a system. When he dies, his system escapes from his body, and even a 6-star immortal level expert can hardly detect it. But Ye Chen's system is very powerful in this regard. Host, the Golden Snake Supreme system should be a 5-star immortal level system. Ye Chen's own system quickly devoured Golden Snake Supreme system. Without the host, the Golden Snake Supreme system power has been greatly reduced, and it cannot resist the devouring of Ye Chen's system. Of course, even if there is a host, his system cannot resist it. In less than half an hour, the devouring is over. Host, the system of the Golden Snake Supreme is a poison system. It can poison the target, and it is still very useful in combat at the same level. System sound channel. Ye Chen nodded. The fact that the system of the Supreme Golden Snake did not work just now does not mean that his system is not good. Without the assistance of this system, the Supreme Golden Snake may not be able to become the master of the Golden Snake universe. This system can be given to my father-in-law. Ye Chen said in his heart. The 5-star immortal system is a bit weak, and Ye Chen does not want to give such a system to Luo Hanjian and others. System, don't swallow this system. Ye Chen said in his mind. Okay, host. Without cleaning up the traces, Ye Chen left quickly. Not long after, other strong men sensed the fluctuations here and came here. The strong man who came over was a strong man from the Shadow Universe, and he took a breath of cold air. The body of the Supreme Golden Snake turned into countless fragments. And what's more terrifying is that he sensed that there were 3 6-star immortal forces that killed the Supreme Golden Snake. Golden Snake Supreme is dead. Killed by 3 6-star immortal masters, it must be trillions of years before he can be resurrected. The eyes of the Shadow Universe's master flashed. Trillions of years is enough to consider that Golden Snake Supreme is dead. We must pass this message back immediately. Fortunately, our Shadow Universe did not cooperate with the Golden Snake Universe. This master quickly spread the message. Not long after, more masters came. 3 6-star immortal masters, were they from Hongmeng Palace or Wanja sect? Or are there other top forces from the Supreme Universe? Many masters were shocked. In the Hongmeng Universe, the death of masters is not uncommon, but Golden Snake Supreme is the master of the Golden Snake Universe. If he does not leave the Golden Snake Universe, it will be difficult for even 6-star immortal masters to deal with him. As long as I stay in the Empress Palace, I am invincible. Author, New Dit. Chapter 515. In the 13th sea, the strong men of the Hades cult have really come, and there are 2 5-star immortal level strong men. One of them has the strength of the top 5-star immortal level. They are looking for the July universe. The situation here makes them feel that something is not right. The strength of the Death Lord is not low, but something happened here. The Hall of Life and Death is the overlord here, and it didn't take long for it to be reduced to ashes. Of course, with their strength, even if they feel something is wrong, they are not afraid. They don't know that the Scorpio Supreme and others are also in trouble here. If they knew this, they would be more vigilant. Although the strength of the Scorpio Supreme is weaker than both of them, the Scorpio Supreme is also a 5-star immortal level strong man, and his strength is very strong. Time passed day by day. Ye Chen and his men kept approaching the 13th sea, and the 2 5-star immortal level strong men of the Hades cult were also constantly looking for the July universe in the entire 13th sea. Hanjian, we can go back in a few days. Ye Chen smiled. Luo Hanjian was very excited. She hadn't seen Luo Yudi and Shu Gaifei for a long time. "Husband, can you contact Chang'e and the others?" Luo Hanjian asked. "Ye Chen and the others are now moving at a high speed, so it will be much more difficult to contact them, but now they are only a few days away from the number 13C area, so they should be able to contact them." "System, how is it?" Ye Chen said in his mind. "Host, you can already contact Luo Yudi. Then contact her quickly." Ye Chen said hurriedly. The last time they contacted Luo Yudi was a month ago. They stopped moving forward and stabilized for some time before they succeeded in contacting. Soon the system successfully contacted Luo Yudi. "Brother-in-law, there are enemies in our July universe. The other party's system is very strange, and we didn't catch them for a while. The other party may have special treasures that can break through the rules and restrictions in our July universe." Luo Yudi's somewhat anxious voice sounded in Ye Chen's mind. She knew that Ye Chen was now heading to the July universe, and he should not be far away. Ye Chen's face changed slightly. "What kind of system does the other party have that can avoid your search?" "Brother-in-law, the other party has a clone system. It has created countless clones. The clones are not powerful, but they are not easy to distinguish. We have destroyed many of the other party's clones, but we still haven't found the other party's original body. If the time is too long, the other party will gradually adapt to the environment of our July universe." Luo Yudi said hurriedly. "Chang'e, don't worry, just protect yourself. In a few days, we can return to the July universe." "When did the other party enter the July universe?" Ye Chen comforted. "Brother-in-law, it was half a month ago. The other party should have the strength of 2-star immortal level now. If there are special treasures to assist, maybe it has the strength of 3-star immortal level." Luo Yudi said. "Even if the enemy has the strength of 3-star immortal level, they are still not panicking for the time being. Luo Yudi and Zi Lanyan, although their cultivation is only 1-star immortal, their combat power is 2-star immortal. In the July universe, their strength can be increased 7-fold. They have the strength of the top 3-star immortal level, and they are definitely stronger than the other party at present. However, if it takes too long, the enemy's strength will definitely surpass them. Luo Yudi and the others actually don't know that the one who will enter the July universe is a top 5-star immortal level strongman, and he does have a treasure that can break through the limit. Generally, immortal level strongmen, no matter what their cultivation level is, will be suppressed to the strength of the top Liuli realm when they enter the July universe, but he is not like this. He was just suppressed 100 times. As a top immortal level strongman, after being suppressed 100 times, he also has the strength of the top 2-star immortal level. Now he has the strength of the 3-star immortal level. And his strength is not much weaker than Luo Yudi and Zi Lanyan. Give him another 10 days and a half months, and his strength can catch up with Luo Yudi and the others. If there are 2 months, Luo Yudi and Zi Lanyan can't be his opponent even if they join forces." Another 5 days passed in a blink of an eye. In the July universe, the 5-star immortal level warrior of the underworld cult opened his eyes. He sensed Zi Lanyan approaching. Zi Lanyan and Luo Yudi were now searching for the enemy with all their strength, and they did not hide their aura. Quite strong. There should be top 3-star immortal level strength in the July universe. If Death Tianzun and his men rashly enter the July universe, they will be in big trouble. The warrior of the underworld cult thought to himself. His name is Xuanhuan, demon lord. Not long after, Zi Lanyan left here, and she did not find Xuanhuan, demon lord. Xuanhuan, demon lord's strength has not yet recovered to the top 3-star immortal level, but the gap is not that big compared to Zi Lanyan and her strength. In addition, with the assistance of other treasures, it is not so easy for Zi Lanyan to find him. In a few days, my strength will be restored to the 4-star immortal level. By then, I should be invincible in the July universe. The Xuanhuan demon lord showed a faint smile on his face. He now has great confidence in taking down Xuanhuan and the others. Outside the July universe, he also has a 5-star immortal level companion. At that time, whether Xuanhuan and the others stayed in the July universe or left the July universe, they would not be able to escape. It was just that Xuanhuan demon lord didn't know that Ye Chen had already arrived in the number 13C area. He knew the exact location of the July universe. It didn't take long for Ye Chen to get close to the July universe. Ye Chen. 4-star immortal level. Another 5-star immortal level strongman of the Hades sect was called Void Demon Lord, who was hiding around the July universe. When Ye Chen approached, he immediately found Ye Chen. Ye Chen put away the 5-star immortal level space battleship at this time. He restrained his breath and hid his figure, but only showed the strength of the 4-star immortal level. Void Demon Lord can find Ye Chen. In fact, if Ye Chen tried his best to restrain his breath and hide his traces, Void Demon Lord would not be able to find him. Ye Chen's cultivation is indeed only 4-star immortal level, but his combat power has reached the 5-star perfection, and Void Demon Lord's strength has only reached the 5-star late stage. Brother Xuanhuan took the risk to go inside, but I didn't expect that the first credit would go to me. Void Demon Lord was in a good mood. With Ye Chen's strength, they would definitely not be his opponents in the July universe, even if they were completely adapted to the environment. But now they are outside. Void Demon Lord has great confidence in taking down Ye Chen. Void Lock. Void Demon Lord made a move, and instantly the area where Ye Chen was located and the surrounding space were locked. Formed an independent space. If Ye Chen only had the strength of a 4-star immortal level, it would be very difficult to escape. Ye Chen, surrender, otherwise don't blame me for being ruthless. Void Demon Lord's cold voice sounded in Ye Chen's mind. He also entered the area covered by the Void Lock. Xuanhuan Sword Formation. Ye Chen instantly released the Xuanhuan Sword Formation, and the Xuanhuan Sword Formation enveloped the Void Demon Lord. Break. While the Xuanhuan Sword Formation enveloped the Void Demon Lord, Ye Chen let the Tongtian Sword Bamboo easily break the surrounding Void Lock. Ye Chen did not attack the Void Demon Lord. He surrounded the Void Demon Lord with the Immortal Execution Sword Formation and rushed towards the July universe. Xianqing Supreme had used this method before, and it was indeed a good method. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. As long as I stay in the Empress Palace, I am invincible. Author, New Did. Chapter 516. The Void Demon Lord quickly noticed something was wrong. He tried his best, but it was difficult to shake the Immortal Killing Sword Formation. Not good. The Demon Lord of the Void was shocked. He judged that Ye Chen was going to take him into the July universe. He immediately used the forbidden technique, bursting out with even more powerful strength. But even in this way, the Xuanhuan sword formation could not be broken at once. Ye Chen quickly brought the Void Demon Lord into the July universe. Immediately, Ye Chen's strength increased 9 times. It originally had a 5-star peak strength, but with a 9-fold increase, it has successfully reached the 6-star perfection level. At the same time, the Void Demon Lord's strength was suppressed to only the top glazed realm level. He does not have a powerful special treasure and cannot break through the limits of July universe. Even if he stays in the July universe for a longer period of time, the Void Demon Lord can only possess the strength of the top glazed realm. Seal up. Ye Chen Shun sealed the power of Demon Lord of the Void. The strength of the top glazed realm is nothing compared to Ye Chen's current strength of the top 6-star level. Changle, Lanyan. Ye Chen's voice sounded in the minds of Luo Yudi and Zi Lanyan. Luo Yudi and Zi Lanyan were immediately pleasantly surprised. The space fluctuated, and the figures of Luo Yudi and Zi Lanyan disappeared. When they reappeared, they were already in front of Ye Chen. Brother-in-law. Husband. Luo Yudi and Zi Lanyan shouted happily, and they all threw themselves into Ye Chen's arms. Ye Chen hugged them tightly. He missed them very much after not seeing them for several years. After a while, Ye Chen let go of Luo Yudi and the others. Sister Hanjian. Hong, Sister Hanjian. Luo Hanjian appeared, Luo Yudi and Zi Lanyan shouted quickly. Zi Lanyan was slightly nervous. Luo Hanjian said to Ye Chen, "Husband, go get down to business first and deal with that enemy. Let's talk." "Good." Ye Chen nodded, and he asked An Langxiu and the others to come outside. The next second, Ye Chen arrived in front of the Demon Lord of the Void. He easily hypnotized the Demon Lord of the Void, and knew the identity of the other strong man, as well as the soul aura of the other strong man. "System, summon." Ye Chen said in his mind. "Good host. The one who a demon lord is hiding well now, and his strength is now close to the strength of Luo Hanjian and the others in the July universe. But so what? Facing the call from Ye Chen's system, he had no ability to resist. His system's clone ability has no effect at this time." The space fluctuated, and soon the one who a demon lord appeared in front of Ye Chen. Ye Chen exuded an extremely domineering aura. The expression of one who a demon lord changed drastically. He is still a little short of the top 3-star immortal level, and is 100 times different from Ye Chen's current top 6-star immortal level. Seal up. With 100 times difference in strength, Ye Chen easily sealed the strength of the one who a demon lord. "One who a demon lord, will there be any strong men coming from your underworld sect in the short term?" Ye Chen asked. One who a demon lord was hypnotized by Ye Chen, and he said with a dull expression, "If everything goes well, we will return within 3 years. If 3 years are up and we haven't returned yet, our Hades church will have even more powerful people come to July universe." Ye Chen frowned secretly. 3 years. 3 years is not a long time for top experts. In such a short period of time, the Hades sect will send more powerful people over, which shows that the situation here has attracted great attention from the Hades sect. "One who a demon lord, what treasure did you use to break through the limits of heaven and earth in July universe?" Ye Chen asked. The one who a demon lord quickly took out a treasure. "Seriously, this isn't a treasure, it's just a fragment." "What is this? Does your Ming sect still have such a thing?" Ye Chen asked. The one who a demon lord said, "This is a fragment of the plane token. The plane token is the treasure of the master of our universe. The plane master once fought against the supreme power, and was seriously injured. The plane token was also broken. According to some information, it was broken into a dozen pieces in total. You can enter any universe with any piece, and you are not restricted by the rules of the universe." Ye Chen's eyes showed surprise. This thing is very good. If he enters a universe like the Golden Snake universe, his strength will be suppressed to only the top glazed realm. With this thing that won't be the case. If there is no news from you for 3 years, what kind of strong person do you think your Hades church will come over? Ye Chen asked. One who a demon lord said, there should be at least 3 6-star immortal level experts coming by then. How many 6-star immortal level experts do you have in total in your Ming sect? Ye Chen asked. Zi Lanyan and the others asked Scorpio Supreme the same question. Now ask again to see if there is any discrepancy in their answers. One who a demon lord said, 11. But there are 20 strong men with 6-star immortal strength. Ye Chen was not surprised. This is the same news as before. The strength of the Hades sect is indeed that strong. Among the 5 supreme universes, the Hades sect occupies the Xuanhuan universe. In addition, 6-star immortal level experts from other universes have joined the Hades sect. The strength of Xuanhuan universe is not as good as that of Hongmeng universe, but there are also 7 or 8 6-star immortal level experts in Xuanhuan universe. There are still strong men in the underworld sect in other places. At least 3 6-star immortal level strong men will come here. If they stay in the July universe, unless they summon the top 6-star immortal level strong men, they may be suffocated to death by the strong men of the underworld sect in the July universe. Ye Chen thought to himself. As long as Xiao Lu moves, he will not have the strength of the 6-star immortal level within a day. As long as the enemies of the Hanjian Palace do not enter, they will not have the strength of the 6-star immortal level. If he leaves the July universe, the 6-star immortal level power will only be 2 6-star immortal level Tongtian sword bamboo. They are only 6-star early stage strength. If 3 6-star immortal level strong men come from the underworld sect, they will definitely not only come with 3 6-star early stage strength people. It seems that it is not good to wait here for 3 years. Ye Chen thought to himself, he still has to go to the Hongmeng realm. With his current strength, it is safe to stay in the July universe, but he has to consider the long term. In the July universe, it is unlikely to sign in and get a 6-star treasure. 2 months passed in a blink of an eye, and Luo Hongjian and Zi Lanyan had become familiar with each other. Ye Chen took Luo Hongjian and the others to many places in the July universe to play. Hongjian, this is for you. Ye Chen gave Luo Hongjian a newly condensed July universe deputy order. Luo Hongjian herself has a 3-star immortal level cultivation and a 4-star immortal level combat power. After a 7-fold increase, her strength in the July universe can reach the late 5-star level. It is worth mentioning that Xuanhuan is the strongest among the girls here. Xuanhuan turned into a dragon and used the system again. She already had the strength of the 5-star immortal level. After another 7-fold increase, she could reach the middle 6-star level. The second strongest one was in Langxiu, who had a strengthening system. When the system was strengthened, her strength here could reach the early 6-star level. Destroy. Ye Chen took action, and many strong men in the Golden Snake universe were killed by Ye Chen. The 4-star immortal level elders of the Golden Snake universe were all killed by Ye Chen. Some strong men of the underworld cult were not killed for the time being. Even if the strong men in the Golden Snake universe will be resurrected in the future, Ye Chen's killing of them can also improve the July universe a lot. The July universe can still improve rapidly for a long time in the future. Husband, are you leaving? Luo Hongjian asked. Ye Chen has already told them that they can't stay in the July universe for a long time. If the underworld cult really succeeds in the end, even if they stay in the July universe for a long time, they will eventually be in trouble. Besides, Ye Chen now wants to return to the Yanhuang Plain and restore the Yanhuang Plain. Yeah. Ye Chen nodded, and his eyes swept over the 6 women including Luo Hongjian. Anlin, Yan'er, you stay. Ye Chen said. They are stronger in the July universe. July universe needs strong people to stay and guard it. As long as I stay in the Empress Palace, I am invincible. Author, New Di. Chapter 517. Xuanhuan fully exerts his strength in the late 6-star stage of July universe, and in Langxiu also has the early stage of 6-star stage. They stay to guard it, and nothing goes wrong. Even if a 6-star strong person enters the July universe and there are special treasures that can break through the limits of the world here, the other party will have to adapt to the environment here. When a 6-star perfection level expert enters the July universe, his strength will be suppressed until only 3-star perfection is achieved. This kind of strength is far behind Xuanhuan and others. Good husband. En Langxiu and Xuanhuan nodded, they also knew that it was best for them to stay. Luo Hongjian needs to practice in Hongmeng universe. Besides, she and Ye Chen have been separated for a long time. It is definitely impossible for her to stay and guard July universe. Lu Qianqian has an absolute defense system. It is better for her to stay with Ye Chen. Luo Yudi and Zi Lanyan stayed before, but naturally they cannot stay now. En Lan, Yan'er, although you are strong, you still have to be careful. Ye Chen warned. And Langxiu and Xuanhuan nodded. The next day, Ye Chen and the others left. Palace Master Xiao and concubine Shu left together. The child in concubine Shu's belly was not born yet, and Luo Hongjian and Luo Yudi didn't want to be separated from her. Ye Chen and the others have now established a firm foothold in Hongmen universe, so there is no problem in picking them up. About half a year later, Ye Chen and his space battleship approached Liun Pass. The first time he came here, Ye Chen replaced the 4-star immortal level space battleship with a 2-star immortal level space battleship. This time, Ye Chen did not change. Look, a huge space battleship is coming. Hey, is this a 4-star immortal class space battleship? Maybe it's a fat sheep. Several strong men in the Shadow Universe and Xiang Universe were discussing that their strength was not very strong. Shut up. A cold voice sounded, and the leaders of Shadow Universe and Xiang Universe appeared here. They have the top 3-star immortal level strength. Most of the strong men who come from other places usually have to look at their faces. But now their faces are full of smiles. Don't talk nonsense, this battleship is the battleship of the ruthless emperor. The person in charge of the Shadow Universe said in a voice message. The expression of the strong man who received his message changed greatly. The name of the ruthless emperor is now relatively loud in Hongmen universe, and even more loud here at Liunguan. Ye Chen is a strong man from the human race, and they don't know what Ye Chen's name is. In addition, Ye Chen killed the Golden Snake Lord, so he got such a name. Buzz. Ye Chen and his space battleship entered Liun Pass. Greetings to the ruthless emperor. Many powerful people from the Shadow Universe and Xiang Universe saluted in unison. They felt a little uneasy. Golden Snake Universe and them turned out to be an alliance, don't let Ye Chen destroy them. The ruthless emperor. Did you admit the wrong person? Ye Chen's voice came from the space battleship. The next second, Ye Chen stood on top of the space battleship. The ruthless emperor, you killed the Golden Snake Lord, and since I don't know your name, some powerful people call you that. If you don't like it, you can change it. The strong man headed by Xiang Universe said quickly. Change, must change. You can call me Emperor Xuanhuan. Ye Chen thought for a moment. Immortal level experts usually have famous names, but he doesn't have one yet. See Xuanhuan Emperor. Many powerful people in the Shadow Universe and Xiang Universe said in unison. Ye Chen nodded, everyone, judging from your appearance, it seems that the Shadow Universe and the Xiang Universe are not planning to form an alliance with the Golden Snake Universe. There are no strong men from the Golden Snake Universe in Liunguan now. The Golden Snake Master has been killed by Ye Chen, and the Yali Master has also been killed by Ye Chen in the July Universe. All the 4-star immortal powerhouses in the Golden Snake Universe have also died. Today's Golden Snake Universe is completely unable to compare with the strength of the Shadow Universe and the Xiang Universe. The entire Golden Snake Universe is now closed. No strong person is allowed to enter. Emperor Xuanhuan, Golden Snake Universe provokes top experts. According to our covenant, this is not allowed, so Golden Snake Universe is expelled from the alliance. I hope there will be no misunderstandings between us and Emperor Xuanhuan in the future. The strong man of the Shadow Universe said. They all stared at Ye Chen closely. If Ye Chen doesn't agree, both the Shadow Universe and the Xiang Universe will be in big trouble. Ken. If people don't offend me, I won't offend them. Ye Chen said softly. There was another sentence he didn't say. If someone is cruel to me, I will cut the grass and root it out. The palace of life and death provoked him, and now there is no palace of life and death. The Golden Snake Universe provoked him, and things cannot end like this. There are still many strong people in the Golden Snake Universe. Many of the relatives of the Lord of the Golden Snake are still alive. Of course, Ye Chen is not ready to deal with the Golden Snake Universe now. There are risks in entering it. Before killing Supreme Yali, Ye Chen hypnotized them and obtained a lot of information from the Golden Snake universe. There were also top 3-star immortal level experts in the Golden Snake universe. One of them is Red Lian Tianzun. He is the son of the Lord of the Golden Snake. For Ye Chen, Golden Snake universe is no longer the main enemy. The main enemy is the Hades. In addition, he has shown great strength. Hongmeng Palace and the 10,000 Realms sect are likely to win over him. If the win over fails, they may target him. Thank you, Emperor Xuanhuan. The strong men of the Shadow Universe and the Purple Sun Universe all breathed a sigh of relief. Emperor Xuanhuan, please come in. They quickly made way. They dared not collect Ye Chen's toll. It didn't take long for Ye Chen's spaceship to leave Liun Pass. A quarter of an hour later, a strong man appeared in front of Ye Chen and his spaceship. The spaceship was moving at a very fast speed, and the other party was flying backwards facing Ye Chen and his men, and the flying speed was no weaker than Ye Chen's spaceship. Daiyu Yanhuang, can we have a chat? The other party asked. Ye Chen did not reduce the speed of the spaceship. He opened the hatch of the spaceship and let the other party enter his spaceship. Daiyu Kang Long, nice to meet you. Ye Chen bowed his hands. Hongmeng Universe only has so many 6-star immortal level strong men, so of course he knows the other party. The Supreme Kang Long came from Hongmeng Palace. The Supreme Kang Long returned the greeting, Daiyu Yanhuang, nice to meet you. I wonder if Daiyu Yanhuang has joined the top immortal level forces. Ye Chen shook his head, no. The Supreme Kang Long looked at Ye Chen with some doubts. The Golden Snake Overlord was killed by 3 6-star immortal level forces. What's the reason for Daiyu Yanhuang? Ye Chen smiled and said, not joining the top immortal level forces does not mean that you cannot have such power. What do you think, Daiyu Kang Long? Daiyu Kang Long, do you want to invite me to join Hongmeng Palace? There are not many strong people in Hongmeng Palace, but there are many top strong people. Hongmeng Palace has always actively absorbed powerful people to join. Kang Long Supreme nodded, yes, if you, Deist Yanhuang, have not joined a powerful immortal level force, you can join our Xiaoao Palace. Our Xiaoao Palace does not have much restraint on internal members, everyone is relatively free, and more importantly, our Xiaoao Palace is completely based on strength. The stronger you are, the higher your status. As long as you, Deist Yanhuang, are strong enough and you defeat the Palace Master, you can become the new Palace Master. As long as I stay in the Empress Palace, I am invincible. Author, New Dit. Chapter 518. Ye Chen looked at the Supreme Kang Long and smiled, but no one has ever defeated the Lord of Xiaoao Palace, right? The Supreme Kang Long nodded, of course. The Lord of the Palace has extremely strong strength. Ye Chen considered that joining Xiaoao Palace was actually a good choice. Xiaoao Palace has a good reputation. In addition, Ye Chen has confidence that he will defeat the Lord of Xiaoao Palace in the future. Daiyu Kang Long, I am only at the 4-star immortal level at the moment. Let me think about it. When I reach the 5-star immortal level, I will decide whether to join. Kang Long Supreme frowned and said, Daiyu Yuchen, many powerful masters have joined our Hongmeng Palace. Now is a rare opportunity for you. Ye Chen nodded, I know, but joining Xiaoao Palace, even if it is free, there are still some restrictions. My current cultivation is indeed a bit low. Daiyu Kang Long, I will never join Wanja sect. Kang Long Supreme thought for a while and said, Daiyu Yuchen, I hope you make a decision early. Your killing of the Golden Snake Overlord has actually made some masters dissatisfied. If you delay for a long time, you may not have the opportunity to join Hongmeng Palace again. After saying that, Kang Long Supreme left quickly. Ye Chen continued to move forward. It didn't take long for him to enter the Hongmeng universe. He, Luo Hanjian, and Lu Qianqian had already adapted to the environment here. Their strength was not affected. Luo Yudi and the others were greatly suppressed. What a terrifying suppression! The strength of the Purple Sky Palace Master and concubine Shu was also suppressed. They were shocked. Ye Chen and the others took a big risk when they came here before. Chang'e, you should adapt to the environment here first, and then hurry up to practice. Ye Chen sent a voice message. Among the 6 girls, only Luo Yudi and Zi Lanyan have only 1-star immortal level cultivation now, while Luo Hanjian and the other 4 have 3-star immortal level cultivation. Okay, brother-in-law. Husband, I will work hard. Luo Yudi and the others sent a voice message to Ye Chen. 2 days later, Ye Chen arrived at Chaos Black City, and he sent a message to Xianqing Supreme. The message was successful. Xianqing Supreme has been practicing in Chaos Black City during this period. Daiyu Ye Chen, is everything going well? Xianqing Supreme asked with a smile when he saw Ye Chen, and he took out a space ring. There are more than 20 masters with systems here, I give them to you. The cultivation has been greatly enhanced. Xianqing Supreme was able to collect these masters with systems when Ye Chen and his friends left, otherwise he would not be able to find 10 of them. Thank you. It was smooth going back. Ye Chen chuckled. Daiyu Xianqing, let me ask you a question. Do you think Hongmeng Palace is worth joining? Why didn't you join before? Ye Chen had never asked Xianqing Supreme before. Xianqing Supreme thought for a while and said, Daiyu Yechen, how should I put it? It depends on your strength. The stronger you are, the more comfortable you will live in Hongmeng Palace, with a high status and many benefits. If you are not strong, you might as well not join. Although Hongmeng Palace is relatively free, if you join, sometimes you will be helpless. A master who is much stronger than you in the sect asks you to help, you can't refuse to help, right? Ye Chen nodded, that's true. Xianqing Supreme continued, why I didn't join is mainly because of safety issues. If I join Hongmeng Palace, I will be more exposed. Even if my strength improves faster, I may be dead by now. Ye Chen smiled and said, fellow Daoist Xianqing, you now have the strength of 5 stars. Do you consider joining Hongmeng Palace? Xianqing Supreme said, fellow Daoist Yechen, I will wait for you. If you join, I will also join Hongmeng Palace, so that we can take care of each other. Yes. Ye Chen nodded. Time passed slowly, and 5 years passed in a blink of an eye. Ye Chen did not wander around. He stayed in Chaos Black City. After all, the sign-in point is here. In 5 years, with the time accelerated by tens of millions of times, Luo Yudi, Zi Lanyan and others have all achieved 3-star immortal level cultivation. Luo Hanjian and Lu Qianqian have achieved 4-star immortal level cultivation. It is worth mentioning that Luo Hanjian's Xuanhuan universe art has reached the 3rd level. In the Hongmeng universe, her strength can be increased 5 times. Luo Hanjian has a mid-level 4-star cultivation base, a strong physique, various treasures, and strong skills. Her combat power is normally at the level of the early 5-star level. With a 5-fold increase, Luo Hanjian has the strength of the early 6-star level in the Hongmeng universe. Boom! A powerful aura burst out from Ye Chen's body, and his cultivation base finally reached the early 5-star level. The combat power is the early 6-star level. The skills are special. In the Hongmeng universe, Luo Hanjian has reached the early 6-star level before Ye Chen. Finally reached the early 5-star level. If I don't break through, Hanjian will be the mid-level 6-star level. Ye Chen said in his heart, and a smile appeared on his face. 5 years of training, the effect is not bad. A few days later, with the time accelerated by tens of millions of times, Ye Chen consolidated his cultivation base. System, contact and LAN. Ye Chen said in his mind. According to the information they had received before, the strong men of the dark cult might set out to investigate the July universe within 3 years. However, when Ye Chen contacted En Langxiu and the others half a year ago, the strong men of the dark cult had not yet arrived in the July universe. Maybe they haven't arrived yet. It is also possible that they have not found the July universe yet. Now the July universe has moved to a new location and is hidden. Husband, be careful, the strong men of the underworld cult have already known that Sister Hanjian has arrived in the Hongmeng realm, and they know that you are likely to be in the Hongmeng realm now. The strong men of the underworld cult should have gone to the Hongmeng realm now. They may have arrived. En Langxiu immediately said after realizing that she had established contact with Ye Chen. Ye Chen said, En Lan, did the strong men of the underworld cult deliberately spread the word? Husband, the strong men of the underworld cult let a guy with only 2-star immortal level enter the July universe, and the other party told us. En Langxiu replied. Ye Chen's eyes flashed, where is the strong man from the underworld cult who entered? When did he enter? En Langxiu said, Husband, we have imprisoned his cultivation and imprisoned him with some other strong men. He came in 3 months ago. Ye Chen did not bring some of the captured strong men of the underworld cult to the Hongmeng universe. They were imprisoned in the July universe. En Lan, go check the situation immediately to see if there is anything unusual. The other party may have a special system to hide his strength. Be careful. In 3 months, the other party may have adapted to the environment here. It is also possible that the other party has used special methods to remove the restrictions of other strong men. Ye Chen said hurriedly. Zi Lanyan's face changed slightly, Husband, we will confirm it immediately. The next second, Zi Lanyan returned to Tianyan Imperial City. Xuanhuan was guarding here. Without turning into a dragon and not using the power of the system, Xuanhuan's strength is the middle stage of 5 stars. Yan'er, my husband said that the strong man of the underworld cult may have a problem. He may even secretly break the restrictions of other strong men. Zi Lanyan immediately told Xuanhuan about the situation. Xuanhuan's face changed slightly, and the next second she turned into a white dragon. At the same time, Xuanhuan used the power of the system, and her strength temporarily soared to the middle stage of 6 stars. Zi Lanyan also used the strengthening system. Boom! The next second, their power suppressed the place where the strong men of the underworld cult were. Not good. The strong men of the underworld cult suddenly changed. Xuanhuan and the others also noticed something unusual. Husband, the guy who came in later has the cultivation of the early 6-star level, and his strength has now recovered to the peak level of 5 stars. In addition, 2 of the other strong men of the underworld cult have had their restrictions broken. Zi Lanyan's voice came over. Deal with them. Ye Chen said, with the strength of Zi Lanyan and the others, they could completely deal with the other party. Even if the other strong man completely recovered his strength of the early 6-star level was not as good as Xuanhuan. Husband, don't worry. They can't run away. Zi Lanyan said, and while she was talking, she had already attacked Xuanhuan. It didn't take long for the strong man who came in later from the underworld cult, and the 2 strong men who had recovered their strength, to be dealt with by Xuanhuan and Zi Lanyan. The gap between the peak 5-star level and the mid 6-star level of Xuanhuan is not small. Husband, we have already taken down the other party. There are a total of 4 6-star immortal level masters from the Dark Sect, and 1 is outside the July universe. Another 2 6-star immortal level masters are heading to the Hongmeng universe. Zi Lanyan said. The masters of the Dark Sect should have known the news from the Hongmeng universe and the existence of Luo Hanjian. Comparing it with the news from the 13th Sea, it is natural to know that Luo Hanjian on both sides is the same person. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. As long as I stay in the Empress Palace, I am invincible. Author, New Did. Chapter 519. Ye Chen said, "En Lan, did the other party bring in fragments of the plane token?" P.S. Zi Lanyan was written wrong in the last chapter, it was in Langxiu. Yes, husband. The plane token was shattered into about 10 pieces. With the strength of the Ming sect, it was still normal. Husband, we asked, and the Hades cult has a total of 3 plane token fragments. Ye Chen frowned secretly, they got 2 pieces, which meant there was still 1 piece left. The Ming sect can also have powerful men enter the July universe and break through the limits of the July universe. But if you only have 1 piece, you should use it with caution. As long as the strong men of the Hades sect come to the Chaos Black City, they will definitely find him here. The focus of the next attack should be on this. En Lan, although you are strong, you still have to be more careful. Even if you catch the enemy, you must be careful and check it every once in a while. Good husband. After chatting for a while, Ye Chen ended his communication with En Langxiu. System, sign in. Ye Chen said in his mind. His cultivation level has reached the 5-star immortal level, and he has not signed in for a long time. Another point is that a powerful person from the Hades sect has arrived here. You should be able to get some good treasures. Sign in successfully, congratulations to the host for obtaining the 7-star Immortal Chaos Supreme Bloodline. Ye Chen was extremely surprised by the system's first reward. It is actually a 7-star Immortal level reward. This is also the first time he has received the 7-star Immortal level reward. Ye Chen's current combat body is at the 6-star Immortal level, but his bloodline is actually only at the 5-star Immortal level. Improving his bloodline can improve Ye Chen's strength a lot. System, don't sign in yet. Receive the bloodline of the Supreme Chaos. Ye Chen said in his mind. Powerful power quickly poured into Ye Chen's body, and his bloodline continued to strengthen. A few days passed in the blink of an eye, and a long time passed under the acceleration of time. Ye Chen's bloodline has finally been strengthened. The quality of his bloodline is now on the same level as the Plane Master. Tisk tisk, my cultivation level has directly reached the late 5-star stage, it's comfortable. Ye Chen was overjoyed. His cultivation base had just broken through and was only at the initial 5-star level. Obtaining the bloodline of the 7-star immortal level directly improved his cultivation level by a large margin. The combat power has soared to the late 6-star stage. Originally, Ye Chen's strength here was slightly weaker than Luo Hongjian's, but now his late 6-star combat power is much stronger than Luo Hongjian's and Xuanhuan's Supreme. System, continue signing in. Ye Chen said in his mind. As your cultivation improves a lot, your chances of getting good things by signing in will increase. This is a virtuous circle. Sign in successfully. Congratulations to the host Hongjian Palace for being promoted to the 7-star immortal level. Another 7-star immortal level reward. However, the Beauty Palace is not an offensive treasure. Only when the enemy enters the Hongjian Palace can the Hongjian Palace show the tyrannical strength of the 7-star immortal level. System, you know it? Ye Chen once again stopped the system's lottery, and the Beauty Palace quickly became stronger. With time accelerating, it took 3 days for Hongjian Palace to be strengthened. The consumption is amazing. Ye Chen got it by signing in, and the time crystals he got in exchange for other treasures have basically been consumed. Sign in successfully. Congratulations to the host for receiving a 6-star immortal elixir gift package. The third reward is not bad either. The gift package of elixirs will be used by himself, Luo Hongjian and the others for their training. But without the time crystal, the acceleration of the time cube will soon stall. Even with the top elixir, it will take a long time to digest one. Hongjian, Qian, please stop practicing first. Ye Chen sent a message to Luo Hongjian and Lu Qian. Soon they stopped practicing and came to Ye Chen. "Husband, what's going on?" Luo Hongjian asked. Ye Chen said helplessly, "The time crystals are almost gone. Your cultivation level is high and you consume more time crystals. Let's not use the time cube for now. The remaining time crystals are for Chang'e and the others to use. If he and Luo Hongjian don't use it, Luo Yudi and the others can still use it for 2 or 3 months. Luo Hongjian smiled sweetly and said, "Husband, you finally can't support me anymore? I thought our training resources were unlimited." Ye Chen spread his hands and said, 10 million times of time is consumed too quickly. And in recent years, we haven't gone out to obtain various resources at all. If they hadn't gotten a lot of goodies by signing in, they would have been unable to hold on. Luo Hongjian nodded. "Husband, my strength is pretty good now, I'll help you get resources," Luo Hongjian said. Lu Qianqian remained silent. With her 4-star immortal cultivation, her combat power has reached the 5-star immortal level. But her combat power is far behind Luo Hongjian. Ye Chen nodded. "By the way, Hongjian, Qianqian, Hongjian Palace has reached the 7-star immortal level." Luo Hongjian and Lu Qianqian's eyes showed surprise. With their current strength, the 6-star immortal level of the Hongjian Palace is a bit low. "Husband, where is Xiaoliu?" Lu Qianqian said. Ye Chen shook his head, "Xiaolu has not improved this time, but I have obtained the 7-star immortal bloodline, and my combat power is now at the late 6-star level." "Very good." Luo Hongjian and Lu Qianqian were even more delighted. Next to it, the willow branches fluttered gently, and it looked a little sad. Its current strength is lower than Ye Chen's. It is at the same level as Luo Hongjian's current strength. "Xiaolu, you will definitely be promoted to the 7-star immortal level by then, don't worry." Ye Chen looked at Xiaolu and smiled. "Good master." Xiaoliu said. Luo Hongjian said, "Husband, what should we do now? How can we obtain a large amount of resources? For them, a little resource is not enough. The consumption of time accelerated by tens of millions of times is too terrifying." Ye Chen's consciousness entered the Brahma ring, and he counted the treasures he owned. There were a lot of messy things, but the total value was not very high. In recent years, they can basically use the things they have signed into the system. The more valuable thing is the 5-star immortal class space battleship. Selling this thing will give Luo Yudi and the others a lot of time to practice. If the 3 of them join in, they won't last long. It seems we have to find a way from other places. Ye Chen muttered in his heart. He suddenly thought of the strong men from the Hades section, and Langxiu said that there were 2 6-star immortal level masters from the Hades section. They should have arrived. If you deal with them, you will definitely get a lot of resources. Fellow Taoist Xianqing. Ye Chen sent the message, and now Xianqing Supreme is not practicing in the time cube. He has been practicing for a long time, and his compatibility with the Chaos Cauldron has improved a lot, and his cultivation has also improved. Continuing to practice in the time cube will not make much progress. Fellow Taoist Ye Chen, I contacted you a few days ago, but I didn't get in touch. It seems that a powerful force is now inquiring about your information. Supreme Xianqing said in a solemn voice. I'm at a critical stage in my practice recently, so I don't accept information from the outside world. Ye Chen replied. His eyes flashed, that powerful force should be the Ming sect. Fellow Taoist Ye Chen, have you made a breakthrough? Supreme Xianqing said in surprise. Yes, I have reached the 5-star immortal level. My combat power has reached the 6-star immortal level. Ye Chen said with a smile. Supreme Xianqing was secretly speechless. The speed at which Ye Chen's cultivation level improved was really terrifying. Fellow Taoist Ye Chen, congratulations. By the way, Taoist Ye Chen, is there anything wrong with you contacting me? Ye Chen said, Fellow deist Xianqing, the person who is secretly looking for me is probably a strong man from the Hades section. There should be 2 6-star immortal level masters from the Hades sect here. I want to ask you to do me a favor and lure them to my side. If he is directly exposed, the strong men of the Hades sect will probably not take the bait easily. The effect of Xianqing supreme seduction will be much better. As long as I stay in the Empress Palace, I am invincible. Author, New Did. Chapter 520. Xianqing Supreme said, Daiyu Yuchen, I have no problem luring, but after the lure, can you handle it? Don't get yourself into trouble. Yechen smiled and transmitted, Daiyu Xianqing, don't worry, it's not a big problem. Even if they still hide their power, they should have no problem protecting themselves. The current situation on his side is that Hanjian Palace is at the 7-star immortal level, Xiaolu, Luo Hanjian, and 2 Tongtian sword bamboos are at the early 6-star level, and he himself is at the late 6-star level. In addition, if necessary, he can also summon a 6-star perfect strongman. Daiyu Yuchen, since you are sure, I will find a reason to burst out my strength and reveal my identity. If the other party is in Chaos Black City, he should follow me secretly. Xianqing Supreme said. Okay. Yechen said. Soon Xianqing Supreme began to look for opportunities. In Chaos Black City, it is not difficult for him to find such an opportunity. On the Hongmeng Golden List, Xianqing Supreme is now ranked 35th, and the status of the human race has improved a lot. But there are still many cases of human beings being oppressed and discriminated against here. Kill, kill. Kill them. In a duel arena, 2 wolf warriors are fighting 2 humans. Many people are watching the battle. Chaos Black City strictly prohibits private fights, but there is no problem fighting in such a duel arena. The battle is not fair. The strength of the 2 human warriors is obviously much weaker. They are being abused. This is not a fair duel, but a massacre. Fellow deist Poison Spider, will this work? In a VIP room in the duel arena, 2 top warriors watched the duel. We don't have a better way now? If 10 games don't work, then 100 games, 1,000 games. Yechen and the others will definitely be unable to bear it and show up. Another warrior smiled. She is a female warrior, and her body is a highly poisonous spider. Spiders are good at setting up webs to catch enemies. This duel arena is the web she set up. Deliberately use a massacre-like duel to attract Yechen or Xianqing Supreme. Mainly to attract Yechen. According to the information they obtained, Xianqing Supreme rarely showed up for such things before. He often stayed in seclusion for a long time. The possibility of luring him was much lower. Yechen was more likely to be provoked. You humans are all trash. Don't look at Xianqing Supreme on the Hongmeng Golden List, does he dare to show up? Xianqing Supreme can live until now, all thanks to his tail between his legs, otherwise he would have died long ago, ha ha ha. One of the Wolf Clan strongmen said arrogantly. To a certain extent, what he said was true. In the past, Xianqing Supreme was indeed very timid, and it was common for him to be in seclusion for hundreds of millions of years. Only if Senior Xianqing is not here, otherwise you dare to say such arrogant things. One of the human clan strongmen said angrily. Ha ha ha. Even if he is here, I will still say this, what can he do to me? If Xianqing Supreme dares to show up, I will fight him one-on-one. Both Wolf Clan strongmen were extremely arrogant. A large number of spectators in the duel arena shouted excitedly, and they all hated the human race very much. They don't like ordinary duels. This kind of duel is their favorite. You want to fight me in a duel? I'll help you. A deep voice sounded, and the next second a terrifying aura enveloped the entire arena. Xianqing Supreme came here. He burst out with the aura of the top 5-star immortal level. In the duel arena, a large number of spectators felt their souls tremble, and the two Wolf Clan warriors were directly scared to death. They are not bad, at the level of Liulai realm. If they were in a place like Kunpeng universe, they would be top warriors. But they are nothing in front of a top 5-star immortal level warrior like Xianqing Supreme. Everyone, you just heard it with your own ears, it's them who want to fight me in a duel. I'll help them now. Xianqing Supreme descended directly into the duel arena. Boom. His domineering aura suppressed the two Wolf Clan warriors. Crack. Crack. Their bones were crushed one by one under the terrifying pressure. Success. The two strong men hidden in the VIP room were extremely surprised. It didn't take too long to lure Xianqing Supreme here. It's not that Ye Chen was a little regretful, but Xianqing Supreme was likely to have a connection with Ye Chen. As long as they kept an eye on Xianqing Supreme, they might find Ye Chen. After about 2 minutes, Xianqing Supreme felt that the news should have been spread. If the strong men of the Hades cult were in the Chaos Black City, they would have come here in all likelihood. Die. Xianqing Supreme directly crushed the two Wolf Clan strongmen to death. They didn't have the immortal level of cultivation, and if they died, they would die completely. Everyone, this is the first time. If I find such a dual field again in the future, I will never let it go easily. Xianqing Supreme said coldly. After he finished speaking, he left quickly. Want to leave? The two strong men of the Hades cult quietly followed Xianqing Supreme. One of them had the cultivation of the middle 6 stars, and the other had only the early 6 stars, but his combat power reached the middle 6 stars. Fearing that they would be discovered by Xianqing Supreme, they did not follow closely. Xianqing Supreme went around the entire Chaos Black City several times. This guy is really vigilant. It's probably a habit from the past. With the top 5-star immortal level cultivation, there's no need to be so vigilant. Poison Spider Supreme and the others were chatting secretly. Huh. Xianqing Supreme breathed a sigh of relief, and looked much more relaxed. He flew straight to the Lingshan where Hanjian Palace was located. Hey, isn't this Hanjian Palace? It's Hanjian Palace, Ye Chen is here. The two strong men of the Hades cult quietly entered the Lingshan. Hanjian Palace was not hidden, and they immediately found Hanjian Palace. Hanjian Palace did not change its appearance. Hee, I thought it would take a lot of time to track, but I didn't expect to succeed so quickly. Ye Chen would never have thought that the strong men of our Hades cult came here. Poison Spider Supreme and the others were very happy. In their opinion, this was the result of their trap. How could they know that they were luring Ye Chen and the others to appear? Ye Chen actually asked Xianqing Supreme to deliberately lure them here. Seal. Poison Spider Supreme and the others quickly used powerful treasures to seal the entire Hanjian Palace. Break. Then, they broke directly into the interior of Hanjian Palace. The aura displayed by Hanjian Palace now is only 5-star immortal level. Ye Chen. When they arrived at the Hanjian Palace, the Supreme Poison Spider and his companions immediately discovered Ye Chen's aura. At the same time, they also discovered Luo Hanjian's aura. You two, welcome to the Hanjian Palace. Ye Chen smiled and said. The Supreme Poison Spider and his companions immediately felt something was wrong. The next second, they both felt the terrible pressure from the Hanjian Palace. Ye Chen deliberately let the Hanjian Palace restrain some, but the pressure released by the Hanjian Palace at this time also reached the 6-star perfect level. Go. Ye Chen's 4 swords of Xuxian instantly enveloped the Supreme Poison Spider and his companions. The strength of the Supreme Poison Spider and his companions, who were in the middle stage of 6 stars, was suppressed by the Hanjian Palace to only the early stage of 6 stars. Boom. The aura of the early stage of 6 stars burst out from Luo Hanjian's body. The Supreme Xianqing also burst out the aura of the early stage of 6 stars. Tongtianjian Zhu and Xiaoliu did not burst out with a strong aura for the time being. If the enemy is just them, Ye Chen and his companions can completely deal with it with their current strength.